So what I want to talk about today is our business, how we've been able to grow it over time, really our model. So if you're an agent trying to make it in the life insurance industry and trying to do the right thing for your client because they're interested in high cash value life insurance products, but you're trying to figure out how do I do that really in their best interest and still make it as an agent, because it can be challenging when you set policies up for maximum cash value. It results in minimum compensation. And then if you're looking for a policy and you're considering working with us, thank you. This will give you really just a sense of how we operate as a company, our mindset, and I am going to touch on the service as well, meaning how we service our clients as we progress through this video. So what I want to begin with is this phrase up here, these two words, delayed gratification. And this is the whole ball game when you're in business, in my opinion. I first heard this phrase from a business speaker, motivational speaker. He helps businesses. This was a couple of years ago on a YouTube video. It's an Australian guy. I like the way he told stories. And on the topic of delayed gratification, he brought up the marshmallow experiment. If you have not heard of the marshmallow experiment, what it was is this was back in the 70s or 80s. There's a group of kids brought into the room. They were all about 5 years old, and they were given a marshmallow, and they were told, you can have this marshmallow now, but if you wait 5 minutes, you can have two. Now, what was interesting is years later, they came back and conducted a study on all of the kids that were in that room when they gave them each a marshmallow and told them, if you wait 5 minutes, you can have two. And what ended up happening is all of the kids that had waited 5 minutes, they had that delayed gratification, they scored off the charts in every area of excellence in life. When you looked at them in their personal and business life, they were doing much, much better than the other group. So the importance of delayed gratification can really serve you quite nicely. What I want to add here is it's not something you have to feel like you either have it or you don't. Some have it naturally. However, I'd say I probably do not. It's something I do work on to say, okay, wait. Don't just take the first opportunity that comes in front of you. Try and work on it. It is something that you can get. So I say that because a lot of times we hear these things, I hear them and think, I'm not like that. I don't know if I could ever do that. No, you can work on it. You can develop these skills as time passes. So what I'm going to talk about throughout this video is the actual business itself, life insurance, selling cash value life insurance products. And then I will share with you what we did and what we still do up to this day. So when it comes to cash value life insurance products, if you are interested in a policy that is set up for maximum cash value, if that's what you're looking for as a consumer and you're working with an agent, here's how it will work. If the policy is truly set up for the client for maximum cash value, the result for the agent will be minimum commission. And we've got the word minimum premium there. That has to do with when we design a policy, your money can go toward premium or riders that generate cash value immediately. If we're minimizing the premium, which does not show up in cash value in the first year, we're minimizing the commission. The premium dollars, it's referred to as the base premium, is the primary driver of agent commission or compensation. So just in summary, how the product works when we get paid from the insurance carriers, if a policy set up for maximum cash value, upfront and long term, specifically looking at the guarantees, that will result in minimum compensation. Now, while the commission is low, what do we have there? Low commission, but we have renewals. So a nice feature to the life insurance industry is as people keep their policies, as they continue to make payments, there are what are referred to as renewal commissions. Now these are typically much, much less than the upfront commission on a traditional whole life insurance policy. We've got videos that go through the full details on agent commissions, but it is a commission. And if you have a large book of business, if you've done a lot of volume as far as your client base, that will create a snowball effect. Also, if you have a very, very high quality business, you'll see a lot of agents focus solely on the corporate market. If I'm working with corporations, which will always take high cash value products up front because it's an asset on their balance sheet, often an individual can get the same product design as what a corporation can get. The difference is, from an agent perspective, is if I'm working with a corporation and they're putting in $1 million per year, yeah, that premium is minimized, but it's on a very large dollar amount going into a policy. Maybe they're putting in $10 million. So the commissions are higher because it's a higher dollar volume. So high quality business, which can be difficult to get into, especially if you're new in the industry, or a high amount of volume, meaning you're just practicing, working with people over and over again. Now, the challenge with that high volume is we still need to provide a very, very high level of service. If you've got competition, the best way to shine and have people want to work with you instead of your competition is to provide a high level of service. Meaning, if you know that you can call me or my company and you're going to get a response, people are going to help you. If someone's out on vacation, someone else is going to get back to you immediately or within 24 hours, like that, that's very important because it's people's money we're dealing with here. So how do you do this? Generate a high amount of volume in terms of people that you're working with for minimum commission and provide high service, meaning you're always going to be responsive. Many of my peers, people in the business, have referred to this or thought of it like this as, hey, it's more work for less money. Like it doesn't make sense. Like I'm not going to do that. I have to make more. Therefore, it makes sense to raise the premium, meaning make more commission that way. But the issue with that is now you're taking away from the client. And if their goal is maximum cash value, that doesn't work. Before we go to the next piece, do you feel like you're working more for less? Remember this word up here, delayed gratification. So important here. This will get you through it. So in order to actually fulfill this, you need good people, meaning you cannot do it on your own. So as we've grown our company over the years, when I actually made that plunge to go independent, it was just me. Then hired a part-time assistant, family friend, and that's how I started. And then it's gradually grown over the years. But you need not just people, but good people. What I mean when I say good people, and I've learned this over the years, people that don't complain. They take the responsibility on like you do. And it's hard to find these people that immediately do that, especially when you're new and you're getting things going. So don't feel like, they didn't take responsibility on right away. Remember back when you first started in the business and you didn't know what to do? When you hire people, they're learning the industry as well. As long as they've got the right mentality, like what I've learned to appreciate over the years as we've hired people, if someone does not have the best skill set from day one, like all of the knowledge on the industry, that's okay. That's almost impossible to find. But if someone has the right work ethic and they're really trying to push things forward, they're trying to help the clients that they work with, trying to help the company, they're trying to help you in the same way you would help them, like that's what I look for. And I just sum that up with taking on responsibility. But to get good people, as the business owner, if you're in the business, what does it require? It's going to cost money, no matter how you look at it. And not only does it cost money just to pay them, you've got to pay them, but it's going to cost you money and time to train them. Development, personal development, and business development. This is a huge, huge investment I believe all companies should spend time and money on. It's not done that much, but it's helped us so much. Technology, insurance, everything else, all of the costs that come up, I didn't think about that, and it costs a lot. So to do that, think of it this way. You're the business owner. You're getting things going. You're setting up policies for maximum cash value, which do result in minimum commission. You finally get that snowball effect from a renewal standpoint. Money starting to come in, but now you feel overwhelmed. How am I going to help everybody? Like I can't do it. It's too much work. Now you've got to take the little bit of money, the little bit of profit that came in and apply this again. Delayed gratification, get other people in that can help you, and you continue to delay that gratification as far as money to you in order to actually build your reputation and your business. That's your personal brand, your company brand, I should say. As time passes, the stronger that is, it will pay off in the long run. So what we do here, so our approach, or what we did and what we still do. First, I just want to take the approach or mindset that we have. Number one, laser focus on the consumer. The consumer, the consumer, the consumer. It is all about them. What questions do they have? What are they trying to accomplish? Provide information to them. If someone calls the office and if I'm working late and I see the 800 number ring, I'm going to answer it and say, IBC Global, what can I get you information on? I want to know what we can get them information on, provide information, education, and then when they're ready to move forward, we help them move forward. But it is all about them, not trying to sell them or get them to move forward quickly. No, laser focus on the consumer, treat them properly. Long game. So, as you could probably figure out, did not make much in the beginning. And still, we constantly invest into the company, which involve our people, business development, infrastructure, everything. It's very important here, but it's really the long game. Now that I'm aware of this delayed gratification and have seen it work, I do try and apply it more and more because it's a long game. That's what I'm in it for. Renewals and referrals. So the renewal income, so if you're looking to get in this business or if you're in this business, this will help, especially when things get tough. If new sales dip because there's a change in the market, maybe there's a recession and people are not doing anything with their money, even though cash value life insurance does very well in recessions, is attractive, but whatever, something happens and your new sales dip. If you've got a high volume of business, you can float through those times. Sometimes you're still even profitable month over month. So it does help from a renewal aspect when you've got a large amount of volume, and if it's all high quality business, because the people have maximum cash value, and your service is intact, you have a very, very low percentage of clients that fall off, meaning people will continue to keep their policies, continue to pay them, and it works out to your benefit. So you can get through the storms. You also get referrals. People enjoy working with you. Naturally, they're going to refer people to you because you're trying to help. So let's go through some of the tactics here. Number one, this is something I can talk about forever, improve skill. It's one thing to have knowledge on a certain topic, the life insurance industry, different companies, different products. I can know everything about it, but it is a completely different ball game effectively communicating that. If I can't communicate it effectively, where you look at a policy and say, I get it, this benefits me, I want to move forward. Like if I can't communicate it, I can have a better policy, better design than a competitor you're looking at or someone else, and you decide to go with them. That means I could not effectively communicate it. Or maybe I just said something that turned you off from an emotional standpoint. So it's very important to improve this skill because communication is not natural. It's not natural for me. I can share stories where I just bombed presentations in school. I remember college, had a presentation, just completely froze halfway through the presentation, sat down, one of the most embarrassing things in my life. Blew huge deals, had a corporate deal where I went in and it was completely my fault. I just bombed the thing and it would have really helped our company at the time. But my point is, I didn't practice communication enough. There are a lot of things I did wrong there, but I had the knowledge, like I'm like thinking in my head, like I can help these guys, but they didn't want to move forward because I was foolish and didn't practice my communication. I didn't work on refining that skill set. So what that means when I actually say improve skill, knowledge and communication, knowledge, absorb content, right? And this can be very boring content if you're in this industry. So I say content, but it can be a formal contract from a life insurance company, memos from life insurance companies on different products. Dig into things so you can really become an expert in your craft. So you know it, like you're a resource people go to, not just a good salesperson. It's important to have sales skills, but we've got to know our stuff too. So take in knowledge and then communication. How you practice that is by literally practicing it aloud. And one of the things we coach on, we do this internally and with agents that we speak with, is how you can practice is through a recording. And a lot of times people are camera shy. I used to be, I still sometimes prefer not to be on camera, but we just do it. How I started, like if you look at some of our old YouTube videos, some of our webinars, you didn't see me because I didn't want to be on the camera. I felt uncomfortable. What I did was just pull up the screen share or pull up a screen share, go through visuals on whiteboard. I used to use Microsoft Paint because I wasn't savvy with apps and technology, and went through illustrations, drew on the visuals that I wanted to use to support what I was saying, but the camera was not on. But it put me in a comfort zone, so at the time I could somewhat play to my strengths and discuss what I wanted to discuss. And then as time passed, I'm like, all right, Probably should have the camera on. Some people have recommended that. It helps create that personal touch, that personal rapport. Some people don't like that I do that. Maybe they don't like the way I deliver, whatever it is, like that's okay. We're human. That's going to happen sometimes. You know my point, practicing communication, right? And it's just saying things aloud. Like if you're going to give a presentation or a public talk, we're going to practice it first. This way our delivery is fluent. We raise our hand, we use gestures at the proper time. It's something that doesn't come naturally, not to many. Some people it does, but if it doesn't come natural to you, like delayed gratification might not come natural to you, that's okay. Practice. Sales and marketing. So I was not good at either of these, knew nothing about marketing. Sales I kind of got thrown into, and first 3 years, like I made well less than $10,000 per year, gross before tax. So I wasn't good at sales is my point. However, I did have an advantage here. I was able to take in a lot of knowledge by working for people and at places, one firm in particular, where we designed policies for corporations. Like that's where I got a lot of the knowledge that I have. A lot of things have changed, but I keep up to speed with everything. My point is learning how corporations use cash value products, learning how the wealthy do, having the opportunity to actually design policies when I couldn't figure it out, being able to talk to people at home offices up top in the blue chip divisions that knew what they were doing. That helped me take in the knowledge, if you want to call it that. And then what I did from that point with sales is I connected with marketing partners out in the Midwest, Nick and Jake, and they referred people. I gave them a percentage of the leads they had sent. That was the agreement. And what I did was just have conversations with the leads, pull up the illustration software, design the policy with them over a go-to meeting. That's what I used back then. And that's it. And that's really how that skill was refined, if I'm just telling you how it is, just through practice. Messed up a lot of times. There are times I had a meeting, I'm like, yeah, that didn't go that well, and then I lost the deal. But you're going to go through that. You're going to learn. You're not going to win every time. You probably lose more times than you even realize when people don't call you back. But started with sales. That was through a lot of practice. And then marketing, that started with our YouTube channel, and it was not deliberate at all. We did webinars which were not on YouTube. People would sign on and attend, and then we started dropping them on YouTube. They were effective, so we started doing more and more content. Used to use just a basic whiteboard, and it was old. I got it from my dad who had it in storage. It just wasn't good. So I'm like, I like those cool tech boards, right? The whiteboards, the electronic ones that I'm using now. Like, all right, let's get one of those. And then started doing more and more content on that because I had fun with it, and that's how our YouTube channel grew over time. And we've learned a lot since. Hired people. This is something that we probably did too fast looking back, but now we've kind of put the brakes on as far as hiring new people, and we're really spending time on developing the people we have, creating, call it superstars, hiring people as needed. If there's a need, we will hire. But I want to get everybody developed here and really become, call it an A player. So we still hire people. We did for a while. Eventually, we did start the marketing. I talked about that. And invest in the business. Now, when I say invested in the business, as far as masterminds, coaching events, or events where we actually go to for training, personal coaching, business coaching. So we've invested a lot in the mid six figures, right around that range, about $500,000 if I'm going to ballpark it, just in business development over the years. So companies coming in, working with us, saying, take these steps. I would make some changes here, have weekly meetings, have department supervisors and managers that work with their team, really putting some structure behind the company as we need that. And that's helped our service tremendously because that's our focus. If someone needs something or has a question, they can reach out to us and we get back to them as fast as we possibly can. And we've got a team. Not just the primary agent someone is working with who sold the policy, but then also our client relations department. We've got a case design team that designs a ton of illustrations, pumps out a lot of volume, and many other departments as well. So I hope this helped. It all comes down to delayed gratification. If you were to explain this to me 10 years ago, I might look at it and think, man, that's a lot. But if I were to take one thing away from it, it would be that right there, saying wait Don't take a lot of money out. Continue to focus on the consumer, on the client, reinvest in yourself, your skill set, and then also hire other people. Pay money on things like technology here. Don't cheap out to try and get things cheap and save a couple bucks. Things break down, right? I want high quality products that actually help us move at a fast pace. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did enjoy this video, if it provided value, please hit the like button, subscribe for more. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And as always, I hope this helps. Thanks so much. Hey guys, Steve Parisi here. If you enjoyed the content you just saw, please subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell for future videos. If you'd like more information or to see some custom policies for yourself, feel free to call or email our offices at the contact information below.